Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, welcome to this live stream of Unbiased Room. We'll be going over the game of the week, which we had Ohio State and Penn State. That game will be played in Columbus. So, fellas, man, tell me where y'all heads at, man. Ed, what about you? Where you head at?
Hey, man, I was excited to be live with y'all, man. So covering this game, it's two battles of unbeatens in the Big Ten. It's gonna be a good one. Going through some of the stats, man, like James Franklin, man, he hasn't been in these types of scenarios, these type of games, he hasn't fared well at all. Last year, they were in the lead in the fourth quarter, and then they allowed Ohio State, I think, to put up like 20-some points, right, to come back and win the game. And they were at home. Overall, he's 1-8 as a head coach against Ohio State. 0-4 at the stadium at Ohio, and hasn't beat a ranked Ohio State team yet. So it's going to be tough sledding. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, they're they're like a slow, like they get small yardage. They don't go for big plays. Ron, I know we was chatting about this earlier, man. QB hasn't thrown a pick yet, but also hasn't really put the ball out there.
Yeah. So he's made a lot of safe throws, right? He's only attempted 11 passes downfield. He's only attempted 11 passes, 20 yards and above, and he's only completed 4 of them. 3 of them did go for touchdowns. But if you look at his stat line, right, a majority of his passes are between either behind the line of scrimmage or between 0 to 9 yards, right? That's where a lot of completions lie. And I think one of the things that's kind of hurting them is their wide receivers are not getting a lot of separation. They're not doing as well as a lot of people thought they would be. They're not doing as well as a lot of people thought they would this year. So, but they do have a good two-headed monster, right, in running back at Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. And hopefully they can control the clock against Ohio State. But that's going to be a tall task. And all the reason it's a tall task because, Ohio State's got a stout defense as well, right? They may not lead the nation in a lot of those categories, but they're a stout defense as well. And they've only given up gains of 20 yards or more on just 3.8 snaps, right? Which is good for 8th nationally. So they're tough, man.
Yeah, what I'm interested to see is Travion Henderson. I know they said he a game time decision, but I think he's going to be a difference maker if he's able to play, right? Ohio State is not getting a lot of production from their running backs, right? Even Travion Henderson, right? He's averaging 6.7 yards per carry, but he only has 295 yards on the season. But he does have 5 rushing touchdowns. The other 2 backs and Chip Trayanum and Mayan Williams, they're doing decent, but they're not Travion Henderson. So, the Buckeyes, they're missing him right now. So hopefully he's able to play in this game. And it'll be an interesting matchup to see, Ohio State running backs versus the Penn State defensive line and linebackers.
Yeah. One matchup I'm looking at is the receivers, Ohio State receivers versus the DBs for Penn State. And the only reason I bring that up because Emeka Ibuka, who's the second leading receiver on Ohio State, may not play today, right? So that is going to put more pressure on Marvin Harrison and Cade Stover to, produce. And like I said, Penn State has some good corners on that team as well. Kalen King and Draquan Hardy.
Yeah, Kalen King's a dog, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The Penn State, they're a top 5 defensive statistically, right? They're top 5 in rushing, passing, and all that stuff. But then, looking at their strength of schedule, they really haven't been tested, right? So their strength of schedule is like 78th or in the nation. Meanwhile, we've seen Ohio State play a couple tough games already this year, so a little bit more tested. So I'm, kind of talking about what you talking the matchup between the wide receivers and the DBs. This is going to be their first real test And statistically, you look better than Ohio State does, but in reality, are you going to be able to cover these guys? Are you going to be able to stop that passing attack? And that passing attack is one of the better ones in college football. If Ibuka goes today, you got two number one guys that you got to cover, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's
I
Harrison Jr. is a problem.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. I I'm interested to see what Kyle McCord is gonna do, right? Because like their toughest game was versus Notre Dame, right? Which
Mhm.
they got that win at the end. But I want to see how he's gonna bounce back because he didn't have a great performance in that game. He missed a lot of throws, right? Um, he wasn't making plays when he should have, and I want to see how he's gonna fare against Penn State. And he's at home, so that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I,
Ron.
I would just say the biggest thing, man, is he is this is this is first time starting, right? Notre Dame, tough environment to go play at, right? Especially at night. But he led them back, to that win, right? He was the catalyst in getting them to that win, right, against Notre Dame. And he's been solid so far.
Yeah.
11 touchdowns, one interception. So I do think he's the key, but he got a lot of playmakers around him that Penn State doesn't have, right? Which I think helps him out. He just got to be that point guard, get the ball to those guys, and let them make the plays. Don't put it all on his shoulders.
Man, just like you said, he the key for Ohio State. To me, Allard is the key for Ohio State, man. You're gonna have to be special. He's been able to be a manager. You're gonna have to out of your norm, do special things. You know, he to put him in a winning.
Yeah. And after last year, man, yeah, we all questioned Ryan Day's ability to, call big games. So I think this is going to be a test for him as well.
Yeah, it is.
Even though he consistently beats Penn State, right? It's still a big game. Penn State is coming in their house, coming to Columbus, and they're unbeaten, right? And they have a great defense. So we got to see if Ryan Day is able to, actually coach his way through this one, and not his players like winning a game for him. Because there's a
Yeah,
there's a difference.
and one thing I'll say is Ryan Day has to win this game, right? And because I feel like if Ohio State loses this game, I don't see them being able to jump back into the college
Oh
football
no,
playoff.
no, no, no. Whoever loses
Yeah,
this game is out of the college football playoff. It's because
Yeah,
they both still have to play Michigan.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
So
I
he,
agree.
you know,
Penn State can win this game if they stick to their identity. Their identity is running the ball, right? They got to win the time of
Oh yeah,
possession,
ball control.
and they got to win, and they're
Yeah,
deep ball control, right? Because if you give Ohio State time, they're going to find those receivers open. Control the clock and win on third down, whether it's offense or defense, right? So, statistics, like I was looking earlier, Penn State is one of the better teams in the nation when it comes to third down defense, and Ohio State is mid pack when it comes to that. Again, strength of schedule plays into these numbers, but uh, control the clock, run the ball. Like Allard is going to have to do something, more than a 5 yard pass here. Five. He's going to have to find. He's going to have to do an explosive play and take a risk for a big reward. You know, I think that's the keys to Penn State winning this game: third down and defense. But uh, Ohio State has the advantage all the way when it comes to the passing attack. You know, and McCord is more battle tested than Allard is at this point. So uh, he's seen a Notre Dame team, a Duke team, good, solid performance, against them. So I think the experience wise goes to Notre Dame. and the passing attack goes there. Experience wise, like this season.
You mean Ohio State?
Yeah.
Did I say Penn State? My
And
bad.
you
Ohio
said
said
State.
Notre.
Notre Dame.
You said Notre Dame. You
Notre
said
Dame.
Notre
Oh
Dame.
shit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the
Yeah.
game Ohio State played against
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Hey,
Yeah.
but you know, one of the things I think, not Ohio State, Penn State
What's in the
cannot
coffee,
let
bro?
one man beat them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They cannot let Marvin Harrison go for 280 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns and lose the game that way. You know what I mean? They can't. That can't happen.
Nah, man.
And for me, the key to the game is the pressure. It's going to be the pressure that Manny Diaz's defense puts on McCord, right?
Yeah.
And Manny Diaz defense is a go for broke defense, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to leave a lot. He's going to leave them corners on an island, right? So they got to get to them. They are right now. They have a 51% pass rush, a pressure rate, which is first in the nation, right?
First in the nation.
So,
yeah, that's good. That's damn good.
Yeah. So they just got to keep getting to McCord, and hopefully he can't make all the throws right in that man-to-man. But again,
he struggled versus Notre Dame when they were sending the blitz, and that man-to-man coverage, he was making some terrible decisions.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I'm anxious, but
I know
for me, I'm gonna go with Ohio State in this one. I just think they pull it out. I think Penn State's gonna give them a game.
What's the over and under on this in the
it's Ohio State minus.
Yeah, it was 4.5.
3, 4.5.
I think it's 4.5. Yeah, no, -4. Ohio State minus 4.
Yeah.
Ohio State -4. So you got Ohio State covering, Ron?
Yeah, I got Ohio State covering.
Got Ohio State covering.
Yeah.
I'm taking Penn State +4.
+4.
Yeah, I got Penn State +4.
All right, fellas. I have Penn State in a shocker +4 also. Hey, I say shocker because everybody favors Ohio State in this game. Everywhere I've looked, it's been like, yeah, Notre Dame has. I mean, I keep saying that. Not Notre Dame, but Penn State keeps having a chance. They have a chance. Penn State has a chance, but
I think they do. Yeah,
I think they do. But nobody is flat out right saying or how that Penn State is going to take it, right? So I'm gonna go with Penn State. I'm going with defense. Defense wins. Defense gets you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And I put a little stiff drink in my coffee this morning, man. So it got me messing up between Notre Dame and Penn State. My bad, y'all. But hey,
even on college game day, man, everybody done picked Ohio State, man. Desmond Howard, Kurt Herbstreit, Pat McAfee, they didn't all pick Ohio State.
It's hard to bet against history, though, right? Because when you see Franklin's record against them and his teams, period, he's like 3-15 against top 10 teams.
Yeah, but you know what? He's gonna win you 10 games every year.
Yeah, and
that's why he still got his job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because last year they won 11 games. They was 11-2. The only 2 losses was to Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State and Michigan. Those are the only 2 losses. Yeah. So,
yeah, he's going to be there for. I mean, I don't think he's like on no hot seat or anything like that. But a lot of people just know, if you picked him before to win the game, and you've been burnt most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like I said, I'm sticking to defense, man. That's why I think Penn State is going to win this game because the defense is better.
Oh man, Lee Corso just put on the headgear, man. He picked Brutus, man. He picked Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I see that.
My man, Lee Corso.
If it was at Penn State, I would feel differently, but they at Ohio State too. I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the shot of the horseshoe right now, man. It's all red. It's gonna be a tough game.
I think I read that. I think it's supposed to be a red out or something like that. They said, right? Like a red out or something.
Not an Ohio State fan at all, man. But the way they do their entrance, man, is pretty dope with their band and everything. So, let's see. It's gonna be an interesting game, man.
They got one of the best bands in college football. All right, fellas, I'm gonna see y'all at halftime.
All right.
Excellent. We locked
Y'all
in.
enjoy the game.
All right.
Yep.
Bet.